Good morning, everyone. And if you've just tuned in, you are listening to Restoring God's Kingdom with me, Leanne Hill, on this beautiful Women's Day, also a holiday. And whatever you are getting up to this weekend and today, have fun. Spend time with the people that you love and that you value. Enjoy every second. And to all the beautiful ladies and women out there, have a great Women's Day. Rewind, unwind, uh, do what you want, put your hair down, put your feet up, just relax. And this morning I have the wonderful uh, opportunity to speak to Dr. Mashal Khrief all the way from Dubai. Thank you for being here, Mashal, and thank you that I can be your publisher, and thank you for the journey that we've had and still going to have for many years to come. Please tell us more about yourself and about the books you've written, the 4-book series you have written about safety, health, the empirical design, etc., etc.
Leanne, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. It's such a pleasure to be with you today. I really appreciate the opportunity to discuss and talk openly on your fantastic forum that you've created. Thank you so much. As a South African, I've been working in South Africa most of my life. I was Chief Safety Officer for Anglo America. I presented them at working at the De Beers offices for De Beers Marine in Cape Town. I was there since around 2011 till about 2014. I was Chief Safety Officer there, where we converted ships into deep ocean mining vessels. My background before that was deep level gold mining. I was Chief Safety Officer for Barberton Mines for many years before that. When I was finished with Anglo America, I moved over to Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, I was there for a year as quality, health, safety, and environmental manager for a marine company, a very large marine company that serviced the oil and gas industry. And I had some fantastic opportunities there, learning about oil and gas, learning about how to apply my health and safety knowledge in the oil and gas industry. And from there onwards, I was recruited here in Dubai. So I've been in Dubai now for 10 years. It's been a fantastic journey. I work for Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, and I'm in charge of the health and safety complement. I have 7 health and safety managers who report to me. Excuse me. There's about 30 health and safety professionals that reports into my structure. These includes health and safety engineers, medical doctors, training professionals, all types of health and safety, different variety of specifications and specializations. And in total, there is 253 health and safety coordinators that is assigned throughout the business units who report to me also. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. Regarding the 4 books that you've published for me so professionally, during my career, I identified and I found that many organizations do not have a specific organizational safety culture maturity model embedded into their health and safety management system that they can assess the safety culture maturity and then actually take that safety culture and to develop and increase it. So this is something that I've developed, that I've identified early on, and I've been working on models and working with models and researching models and a lot of literature review around safety culture models. So the first book that I've published is called Organizational Safety Culture Models, a business guide for developing corporate safety maturity. So that book specifically was written to assist organizations to gain an understanding of the wide variety of internationally acclaimed safety culture maturity models available. It's also written specifically for students, university students, so that they can have a glimpse and use it for their research and refer to it as a source of literature that they can use in their own development, their own research, their own, whatever they need to do for their assignments and their thesis and whatever it is that they need. In my second book, the empirical design of a safety culture maturity development model. I took all the information from the first book and I designed it empirically into my own safety culture maturity development model that companies and students can use as an example to understand what the elements of such a model needs to be to make sure that all the functions of a health and safety culture and as a health and safety management system is incorporated into the model so that they can assess it, how strong they are in these elements, and what they need to do to progress and to develop those elements into a stronger maturity, to develop that safety culture even more for themselves. In my third book, it's called Managing Occupational Health and Safety Risks in High Hazard Industries, a technical business guide. What I've done for that book is I've applied my own developed safety culture maturity development model. I've applied it into health and safety risk management. So one of the elements in the safety culture maturity development model is risk management. So this third book specifically demonstrates what a company needs to do to have an excellent maturity in terms of safety risk management. And I've used specifically a high hazard industry for the marine and for construction and for mining as examples, so that businesses can use this as a technical guide for them to develop their own appropriate risk management systems in terms of not only legislation but leading practices available. In my fourth book, it's called Marine Safety Management Systems, Theory to Practice, a technical business guide to safety, health, environment, quality, and energy compliance. This is the pinnacle of my research at the moment so far. What I've done is I've applied my safety culture maturity development model elements into a whole marine safety management system to demonstrate the effectiveness that such a model can have if you totally embed it into your safety management system. I specifically used the marine safety management system based on my actual experience and my actual background so that it's valid, reliable, and it can be used by technical businesses as examples. This book is fantastic. It's more than 700 pages. It includes planned actions, checklists, things to do, very excellent examples from real life industry professionals internationally to make sure that everybody can use it, both again, students as well as business owners.
Marshall, thank you so much for your input regarding your 4-book series that you have written so far. I know there's many other books that we have discussed that will still be coming out of your pen. I'm hoping one or two will still come into fruition in 2024. And tell me a bit more about your degrees. And I know you travel a lot, all the countries that you've seen, a bit more about the universities and what you've recently done there, and about being a speaker. This is truly a man of very high stature and many qualifications and a lot of talents.
Hey, Leanne, thank you so much for your kind words. I really appreciate it. Yeah, regarding studies, so I went to university after school. I did a couple of years, dropped out, went to the UK, did some, the normal thing that everybody does in those years. This was late 90s, beginning of 2000, the working holiday visa. I did that and I stayed a little bit. I did it at the end for about 4.5 years, 5 years. Met my wife there, very happily married, by the way. So we've been together since 1999. And returned back to South Africa in 2004. Joined the mining community, went to the mines. I realized in the UK that I wanted to become a safety professional. I was working in a hotel there, and the one person came. He was the guy that does the chemical training. And I was so fascinated about that aspect of the business that I realized that I wanted to pursue a career in it. So I went back home, joined at that time Barbrook Mines. Barbrook Mines is close to Barberton. Started there with my safety qualifications, the normal NOSA, SAMTRAC, those level 5 certificates that you need to start working, and started doing a trade certificate in mining. So I'm a qualified miner for gold mining. It's hard rock, shot blasting, those type of things. So started to get all my qualifications in place, and the one thing just led to the other. In 2008, I started with my national diploma in safety management with UNISA. That was 2008 till 2011. I finished it. After that, I progressed into a BTEC. So UNISA offers a safety management BTEC. That's a NQF level 7 qualification. It's a degree, a technical degree as a safety professional. And at that time, this was about the time that I left the mines and I moved over to marine, for Anglo America. So started my next qualification was started to work towards a management, more of a moving away from the safety professional lead position into a management position. So I went for the BCom Business Management through UNISA. That's a honors degree that UNISA offers. That took me 2 years. That was about 2013 to 2015. And in that same period, I was pulled here to Abu Dhabi. So in that time is when I joined the oil and gas sector here with the marine, and that was a fantastic time. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of stuff that I could learn, and a lot of stuff that I could take from there. I was very privileged and very honored during my career, especially with Anglo America. They really push and they really support to make sure that you are qualified in everything that you need to do. So during my tenure there, I did some master level certificates of competency with WITS actually. So that was fantastic. Working towards a degree in mining engineering, but focused on health and safety. So there's some extra certificates and things that I've done. But then obviously when coming to Abu Dhabi, I had to focus on strategic management. So I took on some postgraduate diplomas from the UK, focusing on engineering management, strategic management, healthcare management. And finally, I joined an MBA, Masters in Business Administration. This was with Cardiff Metropolitan University. This is also from the UK. I did that in 2017, completed it around September. And then moved on, after the MBA, I moved on to a Master of Applied Business Research. So the Master of Applied Business Research was through a business school. It's called Swiss Business School in Zurich, Switzerland. So that was my stepping stone into the doctorates, towards the doctorates. Now, to be honest, that took a very long time. So I started with a Master of Applied Business Research. This was about 2017. It took me about 2 years to complete that master's degree, and then started with the doctorates. So the doctorates started in the beginning of 2018, maybe middle 2018, all the way through to 2021. That was tough. Honestly, the doctor's degree is very, very tough. And my research dissertation for that was investigating the factors affecting safety culture based on the perspective of a safety culture maturity model in the UAE, United Arab Emirates. So as you can see, my whole career has been focused on service industry. I'm talking about specifically health and safety, servicing, making sure that the business units are safe and healthy. Bringing now in later in my life, now it's well-being and all these type of things coming in. But the health and safety perspective and the health and safety field has grown so much since the 90s. It's just unbelievable. Today, working here with DEWA, we have specialists working for me. Like one is, for example, a chemical engineer. So a chemical engineer specifically checking all the chemicals and chemical processes, chemical plants, those type of things. We have an array of civil engineers, because there's a lot of construction happening here in Dubai, you know. A lot of civil engineers, a lot of mechanical engineers, a lot of electrical engineers, because I work for Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. Now, some of the environmental people have been pulled under my responsibility to make sure that from a water resource, you know, those type of things is also covered. And then obviously from health perspective, I've got 2 medical doctors reporting me. There's a nutritionist. You know, there's a lot of legal requirements in terms of medical fitness, making sure that people are fit and you know, they know what they need to do. So the training perspective is also under me. There's a training manager, assistant training manager, as I mentioned before, a whole training facility accredited with British Safety Council that reports to me. You know, so there's a lot of things happening in the sphere of health and safety, where what I've seen during my career, where it started off with being like a policeman that's policing the industry. Now it's more of a monitoring function, where a corporate health and safety system nowadays incorporates such a broad overall guideline and procedures, simple and non-negotiable procedures, that just, you know, runs itself, and it's implemented by line management. And at the end of the day, the corporate office monitors this, guides this, consults on this, makes sure that everybody is safe and everybody knows what they're doing. So it's been a fantastic journey, to be truthfully honest with you. That in short is the qualifications, a little bit of the experience, you know, and it's a journey. It never ends. It just continues and continues to grow. My involvement with the universities, as you rightly say, has been continuing. You know, because I've been studying so many years, and I've always been actively involved with the universities, you know, then some opportunities come your way. So in 2020, I was appointed as an advisory council member for the George Washington University. This is in Pennsylvania in the States, you know, in Pittsburgh. So that was really fantastic. I did that for about a year and a half, where we went through the syllabus, we guided, you know, making sure that the university facilities and the faculty and all these, you know, is in line with all the requirements, making sure that the research supervision, the mentoring and the design and the, you know, the accredited training, checking all those things, working on the strategy and the, you know, the specific customer first culture or customer journey mapping, those type of things was in place. I mean, it's a fantastic experience being involved with things like that. After the George Washington University, I took a role as the program advisor for the customer experience program for the University of Richmond. This is in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, obviously in the States also. I was involved with them now for 2 years, and my contract ended at the beginning of this year. And I'm very happy to say I'm in negotiation with them now to start with my next project. So it's typical, you know, if you work for a university, you usually do a tenure. So it just depends on how long the tenure, how long the contract is for, that you work with them. I'm very proud that recently one of the very strong local universities here in Dubai has offered me a lecture opportunity. I've been lecturing on an MBA. The MBA is the Operations and Project Management MBA. I've been doing that with them since May, and that is fantastic. You know, having the opportunity to share your knowledge, to work through something as diverse as operations and project management, taking all my years of experience and formulating it into the course material, you know, getting all those things, exposure to university teaching and lecturing, curriculum development, curriculum mapping, project management, operations management, obviously the coaching and the mentoring principles of these things. It's just fantastic to be involved in it. I've also, you know, with that specific university, I've also judged some of the events. They've got like a Toastmasters club, they call it the Gravels. If you're familiar with the Toastmasters, what that is, it's an international organization that supports people to develop themselves in terms of speech. I'm talking about professional speaking, you know, on the stage. So the Toastmasters is renowned for this, and this university, it's called Westford University College. They have their own Gravels Club that follows the Toastmasters syllabus requirements, standards. So they've invited me to be a judge there, and I've done that a couple of times. So it's just it's been quite a journey. But I mean, that's just life, right? The more you are involved with certain things, the more opportunities come your way. The more you are committed, and honestly, sincerely you are committed, and you're working with different things, just more opportunities comes your way, right? So I've been blessed. Thank you. Thanks, Leanne. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I started a consultancy company when I was living in Nelspruit. This was around 2007. It was called Macro Safety Management Services. So the idea with that company was to develop a safety management system that specifically for construction. It started out for construction. So I developed a safety management system, a very good, legally compliant and leading, leading indicators, leading quality, a leading system, a strong system that I implemented for the construction guys. Now, in those years in Nelspruit, the city was booming. I mean, it was really booming. There was so many construction things happening. This coincided with a build-up for the World Cup, the football World Cup. I think that was around 2010. So there were so many opportunities there that it started off to be me going to the sites, implementing the system, getting all the checklists, all the risk assessments, all the things in place. And that slowly developed and then suddenly boomed. And at the boom of it, I think we were probably I employed 5 health and safety officers, and each one of them had their own vehicle. They were driving all over the place, making sure that everything is right, everything is correct, everything is implemented, everything is sorted on all these sites. At the end of it, we serviced around 200 construction projects. I mean, South Africa has a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things that's really positive. There's really things to look forward. If you know where to search and where to focus your energy and where to focus and find those opportunities, I'm very positive about the future for South Africa. I know for a fact that if somebody needs some opportunities, just to go to open construction projects that's ongoing, to go there and find out and try to volunteer your time and try to understand the business, see how you can contribute to it. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of, there's really a lot of opportunities out there. During my consultant years, you're absolutely right. During my consultant years, I started with freelancing and public speaking. So public speaking in South Africa is big. There's a lot of companies, that does forums and workshops and things like these. And I mean, obviously that's free to attend. They don't pay you. You subscribe to it. You submit your proposal of what you're going to be talking about, and then it gets scrutinized, and then they taste it, and then they tell you yes or no. So around 2009, I believe, I started with the public speaking at all the forums. I mean, and there's a lot of opportunities in that also. The people that you meet there, and the people that you get involved with, and speaking with your peers, understanding their processes and their challenges and their workplaces, because people and companies share a lot of ideas there, a lot of ideas, a lot of challenges, a lot of things. And in terms of health and safety, it's really about everybody working towards a common goal, right? It's about not injuring and harming people. Most of the time it includes environments, and then also not to hurt the environment. So to be honest with you, I've been actively speaking and participating in forums and workshops since that time. I think the height of it was probably around 2015, when I maybe did 4 or 5 a year. After that, maybe 2018 again. even during the COVID period, I mean, there was a lot of stuff that Dubai did very positively about COVID. So many international companies asked me to share with them in forums and summits and these type of things. So it's just been, I've just been blessed to have the opportunities come my way where people want to, or organizations need some information, joining forums and conferences and these type of things gives a person that opportunity to not only share his or her knowledge, but also to get involved with a lot of stuff and exposure to a lot of stuff that's happening in the industry. So I totally agree with you. That is a fantastic way to get involved. Leanne, thank you so much for inviting me today to speak with you and for this fantastic forum and this fantastic opportunity that you've created. I really appreciate it, and it's a pleasure working with you. I wish you all the best in everything that you do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marshall, for spending the morning with me. I really appreciate it a lot, and thank you for giving us your time and telling us about your 4 series books in health and safety. And if any of the listeners on here today wants to purchase Dr. Marshall's books, you can go on Amazon, just enter the empirical design or safety models, and we will still do another follow-up interview, or just go on my LinkedIn. All these books are loaded there. It is Lee Ann Bowley-Hill and Children Pty Ltd. All these books are also loaded there for reference, but you can go purchase them on Amazon. So on Amazon, you are welcome to go purchase Dr. Marshall's books. You are welcome to go purchase his 4 books. So you can also just type in his name on Google. I'm sure everything will come up there. You can type in my name, Leigh hyphen capital A double N-E, Sanlam Hill, and go look on LinkedIn for all the names of the book. He's like he's mentioned them in this interview. You can also just type in safety models, empirical design, high risk management. You can type in keywords, marine management, and these books will pop up on Amazon. Thanks again, Marshall, for your input this morning. And thank you to all the listeners that has tuned in to Restoring God's Kingdom with me, Leanne Hill, and Dr. Marshall Greef. We will definitely do this again. And again, happy Women's Day to all the ladies. Happy Women's Day to all the women, all the moms, all the girls, every lady out there. Please just know that you are unique and that you are wonderfully and fearfully made in His eyes. Enjoy your weekend. If you want to contact me about publishing, contact me on 066 206 4208, 066 206 4208, and I will get back to you with regards to publishing a book. Godspeed, drive safe, and have a wonderful long weekend. Until next week.